Why is it that we don't like staying down? Why is it that if we see that we're missing, we stand up, we get up early, we smash the ball and play it quickly and jump up from the shot? Why is that? Why do we do that? Or rather, why do other players in the club do that? Any ideas why players jump up early from the shot? Write your answers down and we'll have a look, see if we can make a list. Why don't we watch the object ball properly, guys? What do you think? Any ideas? Avoiding the harsh reality of having missed, Dave. Yes. Avoidance. The ego does not like having missed the ball. It's very painful for the ego sometimes. We put all that practice in. Oh, God, I missed that one again. What an idiot. How embarrassing. Let's hide into a hole in the floor, that type of thing. So that's a very real reason for players quitting early, bailing out early from the shot. But what I found is when I forced myself, without exception, to watch the ball to the pocket, almost as an enjoyable self-punishment. Yes, I might miss, but when I do, I'm going to force myself to watch it hit the jaw and really suck up the agony and watch the car crash happen and force myself to learn, give myself the opportunity to learn. When I got to that stage, my learning increased geometrically because then I'm learning from every single shot instead of quitting when I have the greatest learning opportunities. So I missed the ball by a long way. Stay in position. Did I cue straight? Yes. Therefore, my error was aiming, obviously. Unless you know if you've delivered straight or not, you can't diagnose whether you missed through aiming or through cueing or aiming, which are the only two reasons to miss. Anything else? Frustration, the ball doesn't go. Who said that? This said Hattie, yeah. Yeah, so said Hattie, this is what I call placing judgment as a higher priority than observation. It is more important to watch the ball than to pot the ball. So your process is more important than result. And what I see, the better the player, the more devoted they are to the process instead of the result. The worse the player, the more they are focused, fixated on the result. So this is huge. This is a huge part of your post-shot discipline, is placing observation above judgment. Positive or negative judgment. Yes, that was a brilliant shot. I can quit early and celebrate. Oh, what a terrible shot. I'm going to hide under the table. No, potting the ball more important. Watching the ball more important than potting the ball. Anxiety, yes. Is it going to go in or not? What's going to happen? Oh no, close my eyes and hide under the table. Because the shot takes time to happen. And it's that time for the white to reach the red and the red to reach the pocket. There is anxiety, and we like to avoid that in life. Why do we smoke cigarettes or do any other habit? To avoid the feeling. Anxiety. What else? Yeah, Sankar, hurry to judge with the shot. Yeah, that's the same as watching the ball is more important than potting the ball. Flexibility issues to the Harry, absolutely correct. We'll call that comfort. We may not be physically comfortable at the table. We may be off balance or in an unoptimized position that is downright uncomfortable. In that case, it's entirely appropriate to stand up because you're in the wrong position. It's uncomfortable. It's a very common reason for getting up early. What else? Lack of concentration, lack of discipline, lack of a plan after the shot. Most players think, I've played the shot, can't do anything to influence it, which is obviously true. But you can do everything to learn from the shot, which most players never do properly anyway. And snooker is a continual learning feedback loop where we observe what happens. We can then have a chance at diagnosing what happens. We can then have a chance of prescribing, and then we test again. And it's a continual loop. Every shot of professional plays is honouring this loop and going through this loop like the Large Hadron Collider, those poor electrons going round and round and round. It's that boring. Top level snooker can be very boring and monotonous and repetitive. So lack of a post-shot plan. Yeah, so Darren said, opponent wants to play, so you feel you have to stand, or you're rushed, you feel rushed and intimidated. Correct. In pro-level snooker, that actually is the case sometimes. I remember not feeling rushed to get up from the shot, but rushed to move away from the table because this one guy was very intimidatory and aggressive against me. So that can certainly happen. Release of tension. Yeah, we'll put that under discomfort. Richard, haven't committed to the shot. Yeah, no commitment to a post shot, to a process of every single shot you play. And then it becomes optional whether you stand down. It's not optional. You have to do it every time. Decide in advance to do it without question, without exception. Get up to play the next shot. Yeah, well, the other one is watching where the ball's going. So we might think it's easier to see where the object ball is going if we stand up. Well, maybe, but you'll learn much more if you observe the ball from the on-shot position. So if you observe it from here, you'll build up much more knowledge of the shape of the shots than you would if you observe the result of the shot from the non-playing position. So eagerness, over-eagerness to play the next shot, and watching the object ball, overhitting balls, which forces body movement. This is great stuff, guys. Very, very good answers. So you can see all these answers. And it's not a surprise now why you see so few players in clubs staying down like John Higgins does on every shot. So the extent to which you improve as a player is the extent to which you can remove one by one each of these reasons to bail out of the shot early. So I wonder if I'm going to write these down to make sure I remember. I will tear this off. And we'll put that on the floor. So I'm going to write those in a list, and in the webinar notification email when we send it to you, I'll include that list for you in the email.